Thanks for bailing me out of jail, Mr. Chadway.
Just find out who the hell those guys are. Understand me?
Yeah.
And one more thing, Flout. No more visits. From now on, I'll call you. Dorothy, what's the verdict?
It's going to be another smashing success, Mr. Chadway. Your father would be very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mrs. B.
Oh, that's all right, Murdoch. It's nice to have somebody underfoot around the house, if you know what I mean. Baby, this one's yours.
Thank you, Mama. Hey, Hannibal, this thing is dead. He must have found it and broke it.
Okay, Face, find out who owns 700 Foster Avenue.
Well, I'll need some help. Karen, why don't you and I pay a visit to City Hall?
I tried that 3 times, and I just keep getting stonewalled.
Well, it's not who you ask, it's how you ask that counts.
Murdoch, you and B.A. get over to Chadway Plaza and keep an eye on that guy.
Scooter and I are on our way, Colonel.
Chicago, summer 1985. Little did Philip Chadway, the whiz of the Windy City, realize that he was soon to leave this world the way he came in, crying. For the Untouchables, led by the incorruptible Elliot Scooter Baracus, were about to rain on his corporate parade.
I gotta work with this crazy fool.
There it is again.
What?
The quiet. I never quite get used to it. A lot of memories in this old house. I remember the day that Scooter came and told me that he had signed up for the Army. He was just a boy, 18. They told him they'd teach him a trade, and he'd come home a trained mechanic and maybe be able to have a shop of his own. I was just hoping and praying he'd come home at all.
Well, circumstances sometimes change a man's destiny, Mrs. B.
Oh, I'm not blaming anybody because Scooter turned out to be a fugitive. That's just the way the things happen. I did used to worry about him a lot, though, out there all alone, no family to go home to. And then one Christmas, he sent me this card. Well, it wasn't really a card. It was a photograph of the 4 of you someplace in Texas. And he had tied a red and green ribbon on it. And on the back of it, he had written, "Don't worry, Mama. I'm not alone for Christmas." He must have been reading my mind.
Wish I could promise you that he'd come home for Christmas someday and stay.
Oh, I know you can't. And I accepted that a long time ago. But I tell you one thing, Hannibal. I sleep a whole lot better now, knowing that he's not out there alone. He's with his family.
But those documents are a matter of public record.
They certainly are. But you have to fill out these request forms and wait the required 48 hours. Good day, miss.
Would $20 get me into the files a little quicker?
The penalty for bribing a city official is a $5,000 fine or 90 days in jail. Would you like to reconsider your last offer?
Please, I absolutely must get into those records. You have no idea.
I'll peddle it somewhere else, miss. No one gets by Hildy Henderson without proper procedure.
Miss Hildegard Henderson, Clerk of Deeds.
Yes.
Now, I have a request from the mayor's office. Wait a second, I know you.
I can explain.
I bet you can. I thought I told you to stay out of this building until after the election. Oh, Matt Peck, Mayor's Committee to re-elect. I trust this lady has been denied access to the tax rolls.
She most certainly was, Mr. Peck.
Very good. Just wanted to go in and have a little look around. A quick peek. Yeah, just long enough to jot down the names of landlords willing to make campaign contributions. Contributions aimed at putting our mayor out of office.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Yes, if I were you, I'd escort her outside right now. I just don't trust these people.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Peck.
Yes, join the winning team.
I hope he gets hit by a bus.
Well done, Miss Henderson. We'll remember this come November.
A little odd that a man who could own a building the size of 700 Foster would choose to spend his declining years in a place like this.
Not when you consider who owns this lovely establishment.
Philip Chadway.
He's scum.
Well, do you know Philip Chadway?
Never met him, but he owns this dump and half the city. Used to deliver mail to him when I was working for the post office. Never once got a tip at Christmas.
I don't want to be too personal, but how did you manage to buy a building on Foster Avenue now that you're retired and on a government pension?
Didn't. How could I do that?
According to the city tax roll, Nicholas Perry purchased a building on the north side 6 months ago.
That's my name, but that's not my signature. Forgery. It makes sense now. All those solicitations we've been getting.